Welcome, everyone. Welcome for our wonderful, soulful morning. Let's be so grateful for this magical morning and start it with beautiful gratitude messages echoing in the universe. May our gratitude be so heart deep that resonates everywhere inside us, around us, that surrounds us, and so much far and wider in the universe. We know very well the gratitude is the biggest multiplier. So let's just get balanced, centered, aligned with the eyes closed, our legs crossed, or on a chair if you're seated, then comfortably placed and connected with the Mother Earth. If any footwear is on, we can remove it. If anybody is walking in the park, sit down for these 10 minutes. Maybe take off your shoes and connect with the energy of the grass. Hands in a comfortable resting position facing heavenwards. And be aligned with the wonderful breath that we breathe out and in. Let's take 3 deep breaths in and out so that our body knows that we are now in a meditative posture. It gets the signal. Take a deep breath in. Keep taking it as much as you can until your tummy fluffs up like a real balloon. Hold it for as long as it's comfortable. And when it starts becoming uncomfortable, gently start exhaling, but ever so slowly. No hurry to exhale. Let it just go. And you will see your tummy going inwards. Finally, try to hold the breath again outside your nose. And inhale again when you feel ready. Hold it. Exhale it. We are doing box breathing. 5 breath out, 5 breath in, 5 breath holding, and again 5 breath holding. So you hold, you inhale, you hold, you exhale. These counts can be 5, 6, 7, 9, whatever you are comfortable. Again, take a deep breath in, hold, exhale, hold. And now just see the breath automatically breathing in, but they're no longer shallow breaths because the body's taken the command. Automatically, it's going to be deep. You don't even have to make any effort. You propelled your breath into the direction, the body is understood, and our smart bodies are following it beautifully. Now bring both of your hands together as little buds of lotuses. Now see under your hands where your legs are folded. That is all the muck, the dirt, the difficulties, the struggles. But you are more than that. Every day you can blossom into a much more beautiful being. All those situations which are there underneath these buds have prepared you in life to bloom and to blossom, to nurture and to be nurtured. Nurtured by the universal energies which are inside you and outside you. Love, which is inside you, outside you. Light, which is inside you and outside you. Love is the biggest emotion. The more expansive our heart becomes, the more we can give love. And the more we give love, the more we get love. It's as beautiful as that. So let's one by one start opening the petals of our little buds, namely our palms coming together. From your right hand, open your one finger and be grateful for the wonderful body that you live in. The second bud opens, the second petal opens, and we're grateful for the wonderful atmosphere we are in. We have a roof over our heads. Third petal opens, and we're grateful for the food that we get. Thanking the farmers, thanking the people who bring the food to our kitchen, thanking the cook, whether it's us or anybody else, thanking the server, whether it's us, our children, or anybody else. And the fourth petal opens, and we thank our digestive system for taking the food so beautifully. And with the fifth part, when it opens, we thank our mouth also, teeth also, which help us to break down the food, saliva, which helps to digest the food and the water. And so magically, it's going through our body, nourishing every part of our being. Let's speak. Now use your left hand and use one more finger to open as a petal is opening. Let's be grateful for the learning that we do throughout the day. It could be the learning that we start our morning with, the spiritual mornings. Let's be grateful for the divine cosmic energies that are surrounding us right now, so potent for so many more new creations. Let's be grateful to the movement that our body has throughout the day. Let's again open another finger and be grateful for all that we are blessed with, known and unknown. Finally, the last finger opens, or the thumb opens. Both the lotuses have bloomed, but the last one opens. We are grateful for all that we have been blessed with. The divine protection, the divine love, the divine energies, the divinity itself, which is always there to bless us. So many magical synchronicities happen. And with this, let's hold our hands together near our heart. Dear heart, thank you for being there in my body. It is love which is most expansive, and it comes from deep down within you. And now I request everyone once again to bring your hands on your palms and use your creative visualization and feel the presence of the soul star chakra 18 inches above your soul, above your crown chakra. This is where the spiritual light comes through. This is the 8th chakra. So I want to request each one of you to imagine the bluish white magical healing light coming in from Father Universe through our 8th chakra, the soul star chakra, which is 18 inches above our crown chakra. All the beautiful, subtle light, so strong, so powerful, is being prepared by the soul star chakra to enter our crown chakra so that we can accept this energy easily coming down to our level. And see this energy flowing in through your 7th chakra. But while it is flowing, just the way your buds have opened into big lotuses, see how wonderfully your crown chakra is opening into a lotus as big as possible. Imagine the light filling every single petal and this beautiful, wonderful lotus opening, opening, opening. There is no scope or there is no limit of how big the lotus can grow. The scope is limitless. You can imagine it as big as the universe, as big that it kind of fills the black hole. So large, gigantic. And while the light is continuously flowing in and the lotus is continually expanding and blooming, you can see this light further percolating down, rewiring all that you have in the brain. So many wires have been disconnected. You had lost the sense to appreciate, to see the goodness. Maybe you had lost connection with some loved ones. So now the brain is being rewired with this beautiful, vibrational, positive energy, which is helping your brain get completely ready to transmit the positive vibrations in your body. Any memory of anything not so good with anybody specifically is washed away. And as you see this beautiful reconditioning of your brain, this light is also there in the backside of your brain, the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind brings with it traumas and goodness, which can be healed very beautifully in the Akasha. So request this divine healing light to heal you at all possible memory level. Any holes that may have come up in your aura in this lifespan or the older ones, may they be healed with this magical healing light of yours. This light travels through your wonderful eyes and see your Agnya chakra, your third eye chakra, becoming so beautiful, so wonderful, that this is the only chakra, these are the only set of eyes, the third eye, which is giving you the vision for outward as well as inward. It's a double-way window. The more we go deeper within us, the more further we can visualize and the more futuristic we can be. And as it goes through your two beautiful eyes, which see the world, may we see the vibrational quality of people. May we see the health around us. And any limiting factors, may they be just simply vanishing every moment to moment. This light is healing your other sensory organs, namely your wonderful ears. May we hear only the choicest best. And if anything with lack of love comes, may that just bounce back. We always have the choice to hear what we want. This wonderful healing light is healing your nose. You're able to smell the goodness in people, in yourself. This light is healing your teeth, your jawline. There's so much tension which sits between the jaws, between the teeth. If your teeth are clenched, open them. Let go of all the stored anxiety. May we be able to chew, digest any information that's coming our way, good or bad, without triggering any kind of memories. Feel this bluish white healing light traveling through your neck and now activating your throat chakra. May whatever is stuck here, where we never could speak for ourselves or never could speak our thoughts out, any blockage, may we become more vocal, more expressive. This light further traverses in your heart chakra, making your heart so much more expansive. If you wish to creatively visualize, you can imagine each time the light crosses a chakra, a new lotus flower blooms in there. Ultimately, our energy centers are nothing but areas of big connect. These are where our nadis cross, creating potent places for energy. See your heart lotus becoming so bigger, widely opening, so expansive. It has all the beautiful energy, just like a lotus blooms in dirt. Again, I repeat, whatever struggles, sorrows, challenges, knocks and shocks of life we have had, despite them, in fact, because of them, may we become so much more expansive that we have empathy, compassion, love, and kindness to share with ourselves and with others around so magically, so effortlessly. And as this light travels further down into your solar plexus chakra, may that area be completely cleansed with the blossoming of the new lotus. May we be inspired beyond boundaries to create a life of ours on our own terms. May our passions become our profession and the path that we work on. As we further go down in the sacral chakra, may we feel the wonderful presence of another lotus, blossoming magically. And these beautiful lotuses are helping us become so much more better. And as the light further travels down, feel the wonderful presence of yet another lotus in your root chakra. The foundation becoming stronger. Life is magical. We are magical. See this wonderful, wonderful light just going deeper and deeper and deeper. See yourself becoming so much more independent. And now see this light going through your legs into Mother Earth. And Mother Earth is now helping us become so much more bigger, better, beautiful, as she throws her golden energy for us. And this golden energy is traveling in your fingers of your soul. Now see this energy healing your souls. Healing so beautifully. Your souls have so much more strength to walk on Mother Earth. So much more grace. It's going up your ankles, into your wonderful legs. So you have an ankle movement, you have a knee movement. And your legs have all the strength to carry you around. So you're now tuned in with these magics. Look at your hip joint. How much more magical it is. It's helping you sit down right now. It's helping you move. It's being healed at all levels. And as you come up, connect with your root chakra. The root chakra is where your first chakra, it's called. It's formed at the time when you're being born, in your nascent stage. It helps us become so much more better. This is where any blockages of poverty or money is not good enough, or money is the root of all evils, or money doesn't stay with me, or the myths like being rich is not good enough, or I think poor thoughts, others are richer, I am not. The rich indulge in illegal activities, or money doesn't grow on trees, one has to really work hard. These kind of materialistic things, blockages are there in the root chakra. This is also the chakra where any lack of love from family is there. Let go of all these thoughts and just concentrate on the beautiful lotus that has bloomed. And now, as you're letting go, the lotus leaves are becoming more brighter because all the dirt and the debris which we had collected is also being washed away. The root chakra, which is now a lotus, its very base, the very root of that, had so much of muck. And with your conscious effort, you've let go of these thoughts and you know that you can be the creator of whatever you want. This golden healing light is traversing through the sacral chakra. This is where, if we have made any vows in past lives of chastity or maybe abstinence, maybe erectile dysfunction, frigidity, it's our sexual organ chakra in a way. So if you have any kind of problems or any kind of oaths that you have taken, they are stored here as a cellular memory. So knowingly, unknowingly, if you have any of these blockages, release them here and now. See this wonderful light healing you completely. And you will find, if you're married and into a sexual activity, that you are so much more better. Because the lotus has blossomed. As you go up, the light is traveling through you into the solar plexus chakra. This is known as city of dreams. This is where we can create so much more for ourselves and others. But this is where any kind of vows of self-sacrifice are there. When you think you've become a sacrificial lamb, if I don't do it, it will not happen. I need to do this for others, even though I put myself on the back burner. So release these feelings of sacrifice and replace them with responsibility, love. If we start doing things with love and not with the feeling of sacrifice, the world opens, the world becomes an oyster for us. As this golden healing light is further traveling up and enters our heart chakra, the lotus here is already bloomed so beautifully. But if we had taken any vows of being celibate or of separation, at soul level, sometimes we can't meet our soulmate and we say, I'll wait for you in the next life. Or we are a monk, or we're somebody who's more in Adhyatman, like we'll be celibate. And then in this life, we carry it somehow on cellular level. Or if the abrupt endings, you've lost a loved one in this life or the other one, and you haven't had a closure. This is where, in this chakra, the fear of commitment comes from. that you want to do something in life for somebody or for yourself, but you're scared to commit because you feel that will become like a jail. This is where knowingly or unknowingly you sabotage relationships. You say something evil, and that is just a nail in the coffin. So release any of these emotions if they're stored in your heart. Replace them with unconditional love. Rejuvenate yourself. You have two beautiful energies, light energies working with you. Father Universe's healing bluish white light and Mother Earth's beautiful golden healing light. The light is further traveling up to your throat chakra. Some people take vows of silence. Some people deny themselves of expression because they have been subjected to so much of ridicule or criticism that they feel their voice doesn't matter. So once again, if that is stored in your throat chakra, let go of it. Feel the energy, the dirt under the lotus just washing away or being washed away by this wonderful energy flow in your body. And see again, the lotus petals becoming brighter and beautiful and the lotus blooming in your throat. Now, as this energy travels up to the third eye chakra, if you have had any vows of suffering, of retribution, or any pain or hurt or traumas, this eye, inner eye and outer eye, remembers it all. It sees that situation with attached with memories of trauma. So wipe the slate clean right now. Request the energies to help you in becoming a cleaner sheet with a new beginning. Right now, the moon energies and the Navratri energies are working. There's divine goddess energy, big time. Feminine energy, big time. Feminine energy is about creation. Mother Moon is helping us create, and the 9 avatars or the Devis are helping us create. We have the power of 10 goddesses helping us. Whatever we want, we create. And everybody has a feminine and masculine side. So activate your feminine side this time and become a creator of whatever your heart desires. This beautiful light energy travels to your crown chakra. This is where you may have taken vows of obedience, of self-esteem, of being underconfident or being confident. So if there's anything negative, any addiction, any codependency, any kind of shadows that you're still living in, where you judge yourself as unacceptable and you disown and shun and hide and abandon and ignore and lock away, then this becomes as a shadow, which is a dark side of you, with both good and bad aspects. If you never got angry, you were so obedient, then you would be the victim, because anger can also be explosive. It's waiting to burst open. The shadow can be both light and dark aspects of you. That which you resist persists, says Carl Jung, the famous psychotherapist. So stop resisting, because it will only become more expansive. If there are any disempowering beliefs, any kind of epigenetics, which are there in our genes that are not locked into predetermined and unchallengeable blueprint at birth, which we've received. These are our beliefs and our perceptions of ourselves and our environment, including our own consciousness, that actively influences our genes. But the good news is We have the power to change our beliefs. While we are listening to this wonderful thing, keep being aligned with the energy flow in your body. The white light and the golden light crisscrossing, meeting at all the chakras. Again, the lotus is blooming. Keep with that process. Creatively visualize the energy flow in your body. And also parallelly hear what is being downloaded right now. Each one of us has the potential to change our own belief, to release the cellular memory regarding our own self destruction behaviors, thoughts, or patterns. If we change our beliefs, we'll be able to communicate so much more with our body cells. Let our body heal. We will be able to change the shape of our own biology by creating the life we wish. We all have a family of origin. There are patterns. It could be dysfunctional, disempowering. But set that aside. We could have witnessed something in our childhood or maybe in an older stage, maybe something to do with domestic violence, maybe, rarely, but maybe. Or maybe having lost a parent through death. Maybe we have seen people or somebody's been adopted and there's some kind of scar, some kind of trauma, some survival strategy, some emotional, physical, sexual abuse, maybe. Maybe we've seen periodic, unpredictable outbursts of rage and anger. Maybe. Maybe we've been plagued with eating disorders. Maybe we've seen a mentally ill family member. Maybe we've been brought up in strict religious orientation. And you may not relate with these things in this life, but each one of us has gone through this in some life and other to be learning lessons. Even in the best of families, stable families, this functionality exists. So if there's any self-defeating emotions, traumas lying, release them through the Akasha. Let them go through your soul star chakra and into the universe, because whatever meets there becomes positive. Life is magical. We are magical. The universe supports us. We are blessed beyond boundaries. Let life be so beautiful, so creative. Maybe be like water just flowing through. And now take a deep breath in. Process all that you have gone through, the cleansing, detoxing, the recreation, the rewiring, the reconditioning. And gently exhale it out. Any remnants of anything which is not required, which is not of love's light, just exhale it out. Take another deep breath in and repeat the process. And with the third breath, just be grateful for the breath in and the breath out. Once again, fold your hands near your heart and thank the universe and Mother Earth for this divine healing, for this divine release, for this divine creation. And just open your hands to bless the humanity, beyond humanity, into just clearing away all the debris and creating a life they wish to choose and desire. Be blessed, everyone. Be blessed. You can rub your hands together and feel this beautiful energy expanding more and more. And bless every part of your being. Your front body, upper body, lower body, your back body. Just be blessed. Let's start a beautiful morning with a wonderful book that we've been reading.
book for miracles happening everywhere in and around us. That's around us. So here we are back again in our wonderful book, and we're reading this new story, experiential story, actually experiential share, namely The Delicate Little Flower. I went to your Omega workshop in July 2009. I want to thank you for showing a great interest in my ongoing medical issues and for taking the time to guide me through a one-on-one regression therapy session. After the regression, it took me a few days to begin processing everything. I began to make connections specifically to the lifetime where I was just a small child in the field of yellow flowers, which were poisonous and which I mistakenly ate. My mother, the same one I have in this lifetime, killed herself upon my death, for she was so distraught that she hadn't been able to save me. She was protective in this lifetime, as we discussed, and soon I began to remember things that she had told me when I was growing up. So, as we all recall, Dr. Brian Weiss is having his healing conclave, right? And that is where 130 spiritual people have joined, and each one of them has had a breakthrough. And this particular breakthrough is about this wonderful person who accidentally ate something and crossed over. Now, see the trauma it caused on her mother. So, directly or indirectly, traumas are stored in our body at a cellular level, whether we know them or whether we don't know them. Like all of us have lived thousands of lives. It's practically impossible to know what we went through every life. So, every body part of ours may have had some problem in some life. And every part of the being, the Shrishti that we live in, has darks and lights. We have gone through the most magical times, the most dark times. They are practically two sides of a coin. They have to coexist. If there is sadness, there is happiness. One day you'll be sad, one day you'll be happy. We can't just be sad and we can't just be happy. That's eternal truth. So I'm trying to make all of us aware that we too have gone through this. And then when we read these healings of, these stories of healing and of letting go of the traumas, then at a cellular level, without being aware, we are healing our that life which we may have gone through, thanks to this beautiful healing session. That's the power of these magical books. Further back into the book, I remember that she had shared with me that after I was conceived, my parents decided to separate, unaware that my mama was pregnant. Once my mother discovered the pregnancy, the discussion began about terminating it. Her friends and family and my father tried to convince her that going through this with it on her own would be a mistake. However, my mother responded that although she didn't know why, she knew she could never terminate the baby, and as hard as it was going to be for her on her own, she had to have it. She always told me that she had a strong feeling that she needed to bring me into this world. I also remember that my mother had shared with me that she was extremely paranoid about me while I was in utero. She would often not make me feel me move for a period of time, which would send her straight to the doctor in fear that I was not alive. She was constantly afraid that I wasn't going to make it. In addition, I was often sick as a child, and many times it resulted in a hospital way. Each time I was hospitalized, my mom worried that I wasn't going to live through it. After I was regressed, I realized that I was born into this life with my mother's preconceived notion that I needed to be taken care of because of her fear that she was always going to lose me. Again, you connect the dots. Now, if there is some aspect in you which feels it needs nurturing or not nurturing, or to sacrifice or to do something, it is because you are holding a cellular memory of some past life. And my dear friends, it's very simple. If you ever feel that there's something called a cord cutting, and though it's some people can pretend it to be a very massive thing which they charge to teach, it's very simple. There are these energy cords between your that life, that avatar, that incarnation, this one. Just imagine a pair of scissors or a very sharp knife in your right hand. If you're a lefty, then on your left hand, and severing that cord near your body, as close to your body. And this magical knife of this magical scissors, no matter how deep you cut that cord from your body will not be cut. So the deeper you feel that connection, just cut it off, that I release it. I no longer feel the need for it. This way, we are releasing any kind of cellular memory if we feel that there is some. It could be there's not there, but even if there's not there and you've cut it, it doesn't make a difference. You have nothing to lose. You only have things to gain. And you will find a beautiful shift in your own energy. You'll be able to accept things more easily, and they will no longer be triggering you. In order to heal, we must realize what needs to be healed. If we are in denial, then how can we heal? If we go to a doctor and say, Doctor Saab, pata nahi kya ho gaya. Doctor Saab is not Bhagwan Ji, no? Or he will give you 100,000+ tests. In this today's world, blood testing and testing is the most common thing. Their own wisdom has taken a toss. For some people, I'm not going to be categorically generic. But if you go to a doctor, a particular doctor, and you say, Doctor, I have a problem with my bones. You go to an orthopedician. He will know, right? Okay, she has a problem with her this bone and maybe her bone density is not working. And then he will heal you. You are your own doctor and your own spiritual master. Remember, we have a soul living in us, a spirit living in us, always guiding us. So if you have a feeling that, oh, this could be a trauma I'm holding, I've read about this and oh, I correlate it to now, do it. Sit down, close your eyes, and try and feel that energy connection and just sever it completely and say never to be found again. I let you go in peace. You no longer serve any purpose in my life. Because these attachments think that you can't do without them and they're protecting you. So it's not like they are negative in nature. In their opinion, they're protecting you from this torture to be gone again. Like in what happened in this case. If you reflect on the story, the mom lost her bacha because she mistakenly ate a poisonous flower. So the mom felt, I was at mistake because I wasn't a good mother. I wasn't around her. And this time, since the time the child is in the womb, the mother feels, oh my God, is the child alive? She has a fear of losing the child because her memory is of having lost the child. So how is it showing up? As overprotective mother, even in the physical life when the child is born and growing up. And now when this lady has regressed, she's realized that she was born into this life with her mama's preconceived notion, which meant the mama needed to feel that, oh, I need to take care of my daughter. Because she was so scared. And now how does it reflect on the child? The child could have been a very easy growing up teenager, little child. But you know what happened? She kept falling sick because she also knows mama needs to protect me. The energy mama is giving is what the child is receiving. So we have to be very clear. And these stories make us more aware that we are carrying some traumas. And we can release those traumas on our own without going through regressionists. That's the beauty of it. Because we are born healers. Our body is healing at all given points of time. I have not yet back to the story. I have not yet discussed all my experiences at Omega with my mom, but I plan to do so. As far as my eating, I am now up to 36 different foods. That's 25 more than I was able to eat before you regressed me. It's a slow process, and I couldn't be happier. I'm looking forward to being able to eat many more. I'm still continuing to try new food, and I'm having success after not being able to eat certain things for over 3 years. My body has been healing ever since that day. I also wanted to let you know that after my regression, many people approached me and told me that my regression had helped them. This made me think of your words when you said that we were all brought together for a purpose. Nikki Distil. Isn't that gorgeous? The girl is she has died because of eating a wrong flour, and in this life, how has she been born? With allergies. Can't eat this, can't eat that, can't eat that, can't eat that. But the minute she's regressed, her body is learning to accept more food. 25 more types of food she has been eating, which she hasn't eaten all her life, and especially in the last 3, 4, 5 years. Dr. Weiss says, we have lived before alongside many of the people with whom we live now. Our souls have reincarnated together. When a situation occurs that reminds us of a past life trauma, the seeds of our suffering are watered and our anxieties bloom. Just see, right now in our bodies, we all allowed lotuses to bloom from all the dirt and the muck. But if we are holding the cellular memory of any past life trauma, then they act like triggers. कुछ हुआ, सफर किया, ट्रिगर किया उसको, और हाँ मेरे साथ तो ये होता है, मेरे को तो ध्यान, हमने और उसको पानी दिया और खाद दिया और मैन्योर दिया, एंड ऑल एंजाइटीज ग्लूम करती, अब क्या होगा, अच्छा अब तो मुझे पता है ऐसा होगा ही होगा. Our approach is already negative. We mistakenly believe the traumatic event will happen in the present or in the future. जो हो गया वो हो गया, रात गई बात गई, लेकिन बॉडी को तो ये नहीं पता. सो बॉडी में जो स्टोर ट्रॉमा है उसको रिलीज करना हमारी क्षमता है, हमारे बस में है. Whenever I encounter obsessively overprotective and controlling parents, my focus shifts to the past life causes. Overwhelmingly, the cure to their fears lie in those buried memories. The parents' worries are allayed, and the child, now liberated, can begin to prosper. The key to the future is often hidden in the past. At that workshop, Nikki recalled another tragic past life in which she died early. Amazingly, another woman who was attending and who had never met Nikki remembered the exact same lifetime. Her story is next. The world works in mysterious ways. There's time for another story and we can read it. Today, the meditation was nice and long, so maybe we can avoid the in meditation to meet your timelines of 7 p.m., 7 a.m., if that's all right. Let me know in the chat box. And I love to see the number 9, which I can see right now. It's beautiful. We are again guided that there's divine energies of the 9 goddesses. Love, loss, and lifetimes. In July of 2009, I was fortunate enough to be able to attend your seminar. I knew that a whole weekend with you was going to be an exciting experience. It exceeded my expectations by far. The last day was the most profound. In my regression, I felt a constant burning in my stomach and tightening in my chest. It was difficult to breathe. I saw a farmhouse in the distance as I walked over a fog-covered bridge. I was a young woman with beautiful features. I stood in the grass away from the house, feeling great anxiety about entering it. The burning in my stomach and the tightness in my chest remained. And then I was taken to my last day of life. I was young, perhaps in my early 20s, wearing a crisp white dress, like a nightgown. I had long dark hair. I was leaving someone whom I loved dearly and romantically. It was so sad, but somehow I knew that I had to leave him. Suddenly, as I left that life, I felt Vincent's presence. Vincent is a dear friend, a man whom I was just beginning to recognize as my soulmate. Later that day, a young woman named Nikki came onto the stage for a regression with you. How strange, I had thought. Vincent's daughter, with whom he is very close, is also named Nikki. As she sat on the stage with you, Nikki described a problem that she had had her entire life with swallowing and eating food. She had consulted many doctors about it. but none could find any physical reason for her problem. You regressed her to a past life in which she was a child. She was choking on a flower, and her mother had to try to pull it out of her throat. It was revealed that the flower was poisonous. The little girl had died as a result. The girl's mother, who happened to be Nikki's mother in this lifetime as well, committed suicide over her grief. Remembering my burning stomach and tight chest, my inability to breathe well, I thought it was so odd that I had just felt those very feelings. And here Nikki was feeling that inner regression. But my mouth went dry as you regressed her to an even earlier time. I was beginning to fidget and grip my journal. The woman next to me asked what was wrong. I asked her to read the description of the regression I'd had earlier that day, which I had written down. Nikki was describing herself as a man. She was swinging happily in circles with a girl who wore a white dress and had long dark hair. She loved this girl very much. As you moved her forward, she described the old farmhouse that I had seen in my regression. She stood almost like I had, not wanting to go into the house. She was afraid something bad was happening in there. You finally coaxed her inside, and she described the girl as I had seen myself lying on the bed dying. She had been poisoned. Nikki felt the great loss of such love. By the time Nikki's regression ended, I was crying, and the woman next to me had finished reading what I had written that morning. She said that I had to share this with you and Nikki, but I did not want to. Nikki had such emotional memories. I did not want to tell her my experience. I had been such a skeptic of this whole thing, and I worried that others would find me an opportunist of some sort for seeking 5 minutes of your attention. Nonetheless, the woman asked for the microphone and promptly handed it to me. It's strange about Nikki, I started hesitantly. Described exactly the scene I observed when I saw the farm. Nikki was a man standing at the same farmway distance. He was upset because he was going to lose his wife. She was dying and he was devastated, so sad for the rest of his life. When I was dying in my regression this morning, I was so upset to be leaving my husband. I felt like we didn't have enough time, that something was unfinished. I felt a burning in my stomach and a tightening in my chest. My throat was so tight it made me hard to breathe. I had a hard time relaying my aggression to Nikki. I cried and at times choked on my words. Later, I sought her out in the crowd to introduce myself. I asked her if it would be okay to give her a hug, but she had a protective friend with her who immediately said that I could not, that Nikki had problems with hugging because it made her feel like she was choking or she could not breathe. Nikki, however, gave me a big smile and she hugged me tight for a good long time, says Shannon. So let's understand what happened. Dr. Weiss is explaining. In my recollection, Nikki's diet was extremely affected by her past life death from eating the little yellow flower as a child. She could only eat 11 different foods and would have severe allergic reactions if she consumed anything else. It was nearly impossible for her to go to the restaurants. Her life was limited and constricted by this problem. Within days after her regression, her diet expanded to 15 different foods. Within a month, 24, eventually to 36. It was not by chance or coincidence that Shannon, a complete stranger to Nikki, was in the same group that weekend. Such strong confirming memories, even physical symptoms, were shared. I'm sure that Shannon is no longer a skeptic. Vincent, a soulmate whose daughter is also named Nikki, was also around teaching about eternal love. We're not just our bodies or our brains, the expansive spiritual beings. Perhaps it was Vincent's higher self that was helping and orchestrating Shannon's experience that weekend. Wouldn't a soulmate want to help open the mind and the heart of a skeptical loved one? Do you see how wonderful this all is? Not necessarily do we have to go through it. We can attach traumas to ourselves by experiencing somebody else's trauma also, because kahin na kahin it's a trigger. Nikki's friend, not yet realizing that the regression to those two past lives had already begun the therapeutic process, was being protective. But Nikki, intuitively aware that she was healing and feeling better, overruled the friend and was able to happily hug Shannon. These two women were both learning about soulmates reconnected, about eternal bonds of love, about transcending death. The good long hug expressed their mutual understanding and transformation. It does not happen very frequently that two people, often strangers, remember the same past lives. However, when it does, it provides even more validation that those lives were indeed real. They're not imagination or fantasy, not metaphor or symbol. Since we have lived hundreds or even thousands of lifetimes, it is not unrealistic to find that we have shared some of them together, just as we all share parts of this current one. In medicine, we have a saying, when you hear hoofbeats, don't look for zebras. This means that you should look for horses, or in other words, the most probable explanation before considering a more exotic possibility. There are several ways to account for the occurrence of shared past life memories, but they are zebras, for example. The memories could be attributed to collective consciousness, unconscious. Carl Jung's concept that at some deeper level, everybody knows everything, even if we have forgotten how to access that bank of infinite knowledge. The American psychic Edgar Casey has always, as others, has written about the Akashic records, which is similar to the collective unconscious in that it is a knowledge of all things. I'm amazed at how the meditation is percolating on this particular section we're reading. I used Carl Jung, it's here. I used Akashic Records, it's here. So it's not I who used, I was just a channel, right? These meditations that we do are also downloads, right? So it's so beautiful to have the connect. It's a validation again and again and again. Really amazing. Thankful to everybody who's sharing the space right now. The American psychic Edgar Casey, as well as others, have written about the Akashic records, which is similar to the collective unconscious, in that it is a knowledge of all things. But the most realistic explanation, the horse, is that there are simple, actual past lives. The specificity of detail found in each regression and the healings that occur as a result lend additional support to this view. We are not limited to regressing to our own lifetimes, whether shared or individual. In the next story, Raymond found that he was able to visualize the past life of another person, someone whom he had not even known the week prior. Miracles happen when we set our minds free. Again, let's repeat this line twice more. Miracles happen when we set our minds free. Miracles happen when we set our minds free. And with this beautiful feeling and knowing, I wish each one of you a very blessed day. May you have a magical day with beautiful beginnings, and may you really make the most out of it. And I hope you enjoyed the release meditation. Yesterday, I had asked you in case you want to do it, and today we did it. So it's very simple. Our body holds traumas, and we can easily release them the minute we're tuned into them by detaching ourselves. If everybody wants a physical, like a see of how it is done, I'm happy to schedule that again or let you know. So let me know about that. So I'll take your leave and wishing you all the very best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a blessed day.